Fox 5 Weather Alert is first at 5.
And taking a look outside at the city skyline, flash flood warnings are in effect for all 5 boroughs and parts of Long Island right now. Governor Hochul declaring a state of emergency for our entire viewing area. The mayor declaring a state of emergency for the city. And at this hour, the entire state of New Jersey is also under a state of emergency.
Take a look at this video. Just in, floodwaters shutting down the Clearview Expressway in both directions at Northern Boulevard. Citizen app showing cars and trucks stranded in those deep waters there, and a long line of vehicles just trying to take the exit to higher ground.
And in Bayside, Queens, heavy rain slowing traffic on the Cross Island Parkway. The flooding a major concern, even with more rain falling throughout the night.
We've got Fox 5 team coverage tonight as we monitor the situation outside minute by minute.
We begin with meteorologist Audrey Puente tracking the storms on the radar tonight. What's the latest, Audrey?
Well, Natasha and Bianca, flooding conditions still persist across the tri-state area. We've been under the risk for a flash flood risk from New York City all the way down towards New Jersey. And that's exactly where the axis of rain has set up over the last few hours. So flash flooding is occurring in the areas shaded here in green. This is where we have warnings in effect. That means flash flooding is occurring at the moment. And we do have a lot of wet roadways out there that are underwater in many parts of the region here. We're tracking this line of storms that has been working its way from west to east here. Earlier, we had a tornado warning in and around Plainfield, New Jersey, with this one cell that has now moved eastward here into Staten Island and southern portions of Brooklyn. But you can see it's still pretty intense as it makes its way across New York City and Long Island. But we're going to go down to the Jersey Shore first, where there's a really nasty cell that's been over Tom's River here. It hasn't made much movement, and now it seems to have diminished in intensity, but it's still producing a significant amount of rainfall and lightning across this part of the Jersey Shore. Off to the northern part of the shore we go here, just north of Atlantic Highlands. We see a couple of cells here, also producing some downpours, just clipping portions of Staten Island too. Out across Long Island, this is where the brunt of it is happening right now. We have very wet roadways all across the Long Island area, from Nassau all the way through Suffolk County, especially along the North Shore here. We have one nasty cell that's encompassing much of the North Shore, just north of Sayville here, over towards the Sound. And we have lots of cloud-to-ground lightning here. So if you don't need to be outdoors, don't get on the roadways and definitely stay indoors for the next couple of hours or so. The Hudson Valley has fared the best out of all of us here. Basically, it's been light rain on and off for you, with just a couple of downpours. We're not seeing any strong storm cells here, but there is a line kind of forming just north of Monticello that will be working eastward. So you'll probably get a couple of steady rain showers as we go through areas like Walden, crossing the river over towards Dutchess County, as well as Ulster County too. So this line that we're watching to the south here, this is where the most severe weather is happening, and this extends all the way down towards Philadelphia, where we've had reports in and around the city there of 3 to 5 inches of rainfall in a very short amount of time, and that's pretty dangerous for flooding. The lighter rainfall amounts are being found off to the north here, and we see a little bit of a lull in the action. However, we're still under the threat of more showers and the possibility of downpours and storms as we go into the next couple of hours here. So we're continuing the flood watch for the entire tri-state area, and this is actually until tomorrow morning. And a severe thunderstorm watch continues until 8 o'clock for the county shaded in pink here, and that does include New York City and most of New Jersey. There's also an air quality alert for the entire state of Connecticut because of all the heat and humidity that was building in all throughout the day. And the shower threat will taper off, or at least the storm threat will taper off tonight, but we're going to still leave in the chance for a few light rain showers right until tomorrow morning, and then things get much better from there. But it's really wreaking havoc on some of the roadways, actually a lot of the roadways in transit. For that, we're going to head over to Inez Rosales to see how the traffic is doing around the tri-state area.
Hey there, Audrey. And because of this weather, actually, alternate side has been suspended tomorrow, so you don't have to worry about moving your car. And it is a mess. Just take a look at the map. A lot of red, a lot of black. That's the roads that are closed right now. Here's a look at the LA by the Cross Island Parkway. Some of that flooding. This is traffic heading westbound, so flooding in the right side of the roadway, causing everyone to go to the left. So it's still dealing with that right now. And then over on the Cross Island, the Clearview Expressway, we'll have more. We showed you some video, but this is what's going on right now. Part of the roadway has been reopened, still trying to clear everything, but most of that flooding taken away. All you see is dirt there. The Cross Island, that was the Clearview. The Cross Island, that remains closed between the Throgs Neck Bridge and Northern Boulevard. Also closed between Union Turnpike and the Grand Central, actually both directions. And this is traffic conditions in the Bronx, completely jammed. We have accident stalls, things going on as usual for the evening commute. But the Cross Bronx, that's a parking lot, both directions traveling around there. And then with the subways, severe delays with the A, D, E, F, and F&M trains. They had problems since this morning because of switching problems, power problems there. So we have have the service back, but still service suspended with the B and C trains. They're trying to catch everything up, and then the Q trains, the part of that is suspended. I just saw that because of downed tree. If you're taking New Jersey Transit, Gladstone branch suspended both directions between Bernardsville and Gladstone. LIRR also has service suspended because of the weather over at the Port Washington branch. Back to you guys.
All right, Inez, thank you so much for the update on that. Meanwhile, some dramatic video into the newsroom this evening of major flooding on the Clearview Expressway in Queens.
Yeah, unbelievable. Fox 5's Jessica Formosa joins us live from Bayside, where commuters are just struggling to make their way home. That video just surprising to see, Jess.
That's right, Natasha and Bianca. Just as we were coming on the air, finally the Clearview Expressway opened up in both directions. But I have to tell you, I'm going to step out of the way so you can see here that traffic is moving slowly. These drivers were stuck in this traffic for about 2 hours, if not more. And the scene here is nothing compared to what happened at around 3 o'clock. Let's look at this video here from Citizen app. You can see rescue crews on scene, cars, and even this white big truck submerged in water. You can see there a man on top of the roof of his car waiting to be rescued. I was told that that gentleman got out of the car, then went back in his car, and that's when firefighters told him absolutely not, get out and get on top of the car, meaning get on the roof, until he was rescued. The expressway was closed down in both directions, and when we got here, I want to show you video. This video is when we arrived on scene, which is about 4:15, 4:30, and by then the water had receded. Still, that big white truck was here in the middle of the road waiting to be towed along with another sedan. The issue here that we saw too was that there was so much debris clouding, over the drains here, covering the drains, so the water could not get by. We spoke to one man who tells us that this happened so quickly. 5 minutes, he says. He says if you were driving on this road and you said, hey, let me try to get by, you just got stuck, and that's what happened to these drivers. Go ahead and take a listen to what he told me he saw once he arrived here on scene.
Yeah, water was out of control. The tractor trailer was all the way up to the wheels. You couldn't see the wheels. This white BMW was almost submerged, and the water was just all over the place.
And here's video over at Bell Boulevard in Bayside, Queens. So much flooding there. You see the White Castle. This is DOT video. We actually called into White Castle, and the employees told us over the phone that they were their store, their shop was submerged in water, flooding inside that White Castle as well. And now let's take you to the Cross Island and Northern Boulevard, where you see their cars having a hard time getting by. But here, back live to Bayside by the Clearview Expressway. Traffic now moving in both directions. The expressway has reopened, but really, like you said, Natasha, a dramatic scene here. People on the roof of their cars waiting to be rescued, and this all happened in a matter of just 5 minutes. I send it back to you inside.
Yeah, so dramatic. Even that semi-truck submerged. It's pretty wild video. All right, Jess, thank you so much. A similar scene in North Plainfield, New Jersey, where flooding is already an issue. Cars on Route 22 being forced to make their way through rising waters. A few drivers tell Fox 5 they are not taking any chances driving on flooded streets.
So I going to pick it up the customer. I work for Uber. So when I see a lot of rain, I cancel the request because it's a lot of rain, heavy storm.
I see this nice dry, and I see all these waters coming from the hills and get into this area. And I'm not taking risks to go under the water. Yeah, it's too dangerous.
Yeah, that is the right call. Definitely don't drive in that. The city has dealt with severe storms over the past few weeks.